You forget about what happened this week. Hillary Clinton still in denial about her election loss from a couple of days ago.
I was on the way to winning until the combination of Jim Comey's letter on October 28th and Russian WikiLeaks raised doubts in the minds of people who were inclined to vote for me but got scared off. I'm now back to being an activist citizen and part of the resistance.
Really? Part of the resistance. Is that true with American tradition? That resistance has Clinton on a launching pad, launching a new PAC aimed at helping Democrats in 2018. But will it do the party any good? Here to react, co-authors of Shattered Inside Hillary Clinton's Doomed Campaign, Jonathan Allen and Amy Parnes. I thought about both of you because you did so much research, talked to hundreds of people that find out the true story of what's happening behind the scenes with Hillary Clinton. From what you took from this, Jonathan, was she accurately portraying what went wrong in her campaign?
Good morning, Brian. I think that what she was talking about is a part of the story. Certainly, Jim Comey plays a role in this story. Certainly, the Russian interference attempt plays a role, but it's a very incomplete answer. And by that, I mean, if you're going to blame Jim Comey, you also have to look at the fact that she set up the server in the first place, which then prompted an FBI investigation of mishandling of classified information. If she wants to start the clock on October 28th, I guess she can do that, but it doesn't take into account everything that happened.
Amy, you also go over the fact that they could not even come up with a single message on why she was running. Was she the third term of Bill Clinton, the third term of Barack Obama? What did she want? Why did she want to become president? They couldn't even write an opening speech, correct?
Right, that's right. She became the inevitable candidate again, a label that, and a narrative that she had in 2008. And from that speech, that first speech, she couldn't really, the aides around her couldn't really get that message across. Some of them were really frustrated that the message was all over the place. And I think that was a pretty good indication that they were going down the wrong road.
What about the fact that if you set up an organization that is flush with cash, Jonathan, but you have very few people could actually talk to the candidate themselves? The problem was the interaction with the people and the dissemination of duties. How many people could actually talk to Hillary Clinton or were able to interface with her regularly?
It was a problem for her that her campaign staff didn't have a lot of roots to her, and that Huma Abedin played such a role as a gatekeeper. At the same time, there were a lot of people who were friends and assorted associates that could access her directly and influence her thinking. So the lines of communications to her were sometimes closed off to people that should have had them, and sometimes open to people who shouldn't have.
Amongst the people, Amy, that are flabbergasted are Bill Maher, by her insistence that basically there were outside sources that made her lose, and that she's still around. And David Axelrod yesterday saying, James Comey didn't stop you from going to Wisconsin, all these battleground states that you lost.
Right, exactly. And there were a slew of problems, as John and I detail in our book. It wasn't just as simple as Comey and Russia. I think it was message, as we talked about before. It was the over-reliance on data analytics. And a slew of other things. I mean, there was some infighting going on. They brought in really smart people who actually at times didn't work so well together. I think there were a lot of things. And I think you even heard her kind of take responsibility the other day for the first time and say, look, the buck stops here. I am the candidate, or I was the candidate. And I think there is some realization there now.
I just was wondering why she doesn't take a page from Al Gore, Mitt Romney, and John McCain and fade away. Why does she want to be a part of the resistance and not fade away? I think it could hurt the Democratic Party in the big picture because no one else could step forward. Jonathan Allen and Amy Parnes are the co-authors of Shattered. Congratulations on the success of the book, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brian.